Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here with us today. At this time, we'll go ahead and get our press conference started in regards to the UPS video. I will start off by reading a statement by our Alderwoman of the 8th District, Jocasta Samaripa. Although I could not be here for this news conference, I stand united today with the Aviles family and Forward Latino in seeking a formal investigation into what occurred at their home on December 18. It angers and frustrates me that UPS has not adequately responded to the family, not regarding the racist and demeaning and profane remarks made on camera by their driver, and not regarding the status of the package that was to be delivered to them. This is simply unacceptable conduct and reflects very poorly on UPS. The Latino community in the entire Milwaukee metro area deserve respectful and non-racist service from UPS and all businesses. And at this time, I would like to introduce our president, our national president of Forward Latino, Daryl Morin.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out today, and thank you for all being socially distanced. Today here in Wisconsin is truly going to be a day where all the residents of Wisconsin focus on the hate and injustice that we see. From the acid attack we saw late last year here to the activities we see happening in Kenosha, Wisconsin. This is yet another example of the work that needs to be done so that all can realize the freedoms that every American should be entitled to, and the ongoing fight against race and prejudice and hate. As Eileen, our secretary said, and board of directors stated, Eileen Figueroa, my name is Daryl Modine. I'm national president for Forward Latino. Over the last 24 years, we have been tasked with requests for assistance from different individuals across the country to confront the issue of hate, racism, and prejudice. More than 2 weeks ago, Forward Latino was contacted by the Aviles family here in Milwaukee concerning a very disturbing incident that occurred. A UPS driver, a driver for the United Parcel Service, parked his truck, walked up to and onto the porch of their home, and began to use language that is racist, divisive, and quite frankly, un-American, while performing his duty and job responsibilities for the United Parcel Service. We have the video and the audio that was captured via Ring doorbell at the residence. It should be unacceptable for anyone to use these terms anywhere, much less in the capacity of their professional, while executing their professional responsibilities, and on the porch of someone's home, especially during this holiday season. This driver, who's paid to deliver packages in a professional and timely manner by UPS, we've now learned never even attempted to deliver the package. He never knocked on the door. He never pressed or rung the doorbell. So what we have here is a very intentional act to ruin Christmas for somebody, for someone to spew this hateful rhetoric, and quite honestly, to deceive their employer. As we all know, UPS trucks are tracked throughout the day, to give the impression that they actually attempted to deliver it. We'll show you here shortly a video where, if it not for the Ring doorbell motion detector that automatically started the camera and the audio recording, we wouldn't have this information and proof here today. So we're going to run through the entire video. We'll make it available to all of you. And then we're going to step back and play it again, step by step, to walk you through the timeline and what happened.
No, you don't get fucking nothing because you're a stupid motherfucker. You can't read, write, and speak the fucking English language.
going to pause it, and we're going to run through it again. And Eileen, could I ask you to come here? And just click on play and pause. Okay. So, at 6:48 on Thursday, December 17th, the Ring doorbell, using motion detection technology, automatically woke itself up and began recording video and audio of the person it detected in front of it. Go ahead and play it. You'll see as the driver approaches, never once, you can pause it, never once did he knock on the door or press the Ring doorbell to try and get a hold of the person inside to deliver the package. He doesn't knock, he doesn't click on the Ring doorbell, but instead directly reaches for the failed attempt to deliver sticker that they post on the doors when somebody isn't there. He then proceeds to use profanity and to make extremely divisive, demeaning, and racist remarks, all captured right there on the video. The only information this driver had that could serve as a trigger for this deep-seated hate was the name on the package. The addressee, the person to whom the package was addressed, had never met this individual in their life. Go ahead and continue. Pause. Now, it's extremely muffled. When you hear the video, when we provide it to you, you'll hear very clearly the audio. I'm going to read an abbreviated portion of this simply because of all the profanity used in the line. Now you don't get blank nothing because you are a stupid mother blank. Can't read, write, and speak the English language, and then goes on to make a few other comments under their breath. We have suspicions as to what it says, but we're not definitive on that yet. So once again, off of a name on a package, this individual feels entitled to walk up onto someone's porch with their package, which is his professional responsibility to deliver in a professional and timely manner, and he says, now you don't get blank nothing because you're a stupid mother blank. Can't read, write, and speak the English language. He fills out the failed delivery attempt notice, puts it on the door, and walks away. Okay. Can you go to the next slide, please? Hit the space bar. Here's what he said, and we will give you the actual unedited verbiage here immediately following the press conference as well. Next. So immediately we thought maybe there was no visible doorbell for this person to press. So we took a picture of the door, and there you can see very clearly the Ring camera. It's not hidden underneath any Christmas decorations. It is immediately there on the side of the door. And on the glass, right next to it, on the glass of the door, is a Ring doorbell stating that they are under video and audio surveillance. This was not a case of someone not knocking on a window, which we know they didn't do. This is not a case of them not being able to find a doorbell. This person, this UPS driver, very well may have known he was being recorded and chosen to make those divisive and racist remarks. So to make sure that the video didn't miss something, that it didn't skip or start late, we then went back and looked at the Ring logs. And in there it tells you when it detects motion, when it detects a person, when someone's pressed a doorbell, and when the owner has answered that doorbell or not. So as you can see, timestamp on the log on the larger image, it detected motion, and is highlighted in red here, at 6:48 p.m. on December 17th, the year 2020. Then you see later on at 7:26, somebody actually went into the video camera on the doorbell just to see what was going on, the owner. That's considered live view. Now, what you should have seen, let me go back one, on the right image was a log that says missed ring. And that means somebody pressed the doorbell, but the owner didn't answer it, or a ring that was answered. So now through the use of motion detection technology, the audio and the video recording, we can conclusively determine that this individual never truly attempted to deliver the package, to ruin Christmas for somebody. Who knows how many other people he may have done this to as well over this Christmas. So we found that very, very concerning and, quite frankly, unacceptable. Immediately following our collection of this information, we reached out to our friends at UPS, at the United Parcel Service. After all, we'd never received any complaints about their employees in the past. So it was our hope that we could share with them the information we had gathered, that corrective action would be taken, and the matter would be resolved. We reached out to them locally. We reached out to them via their national call center. We sent them messages via their social media accounts. And we were able to contact somebody at the executive level, requesting a dialogue, asking for them to speak and talk with this family so that we could share this information so that they could correct this failed business practice where a package wasn't delivered, and more importantly, address the racism and the hate behind this one driver. After repeated requests, they have failed to return our calls. They have failed to apologize to the family. They failed to even contact the family to understand what was happening. The only information they have is the information we forwarded to them. And in one instance, they said they would call us back, but have refused to do so since then. That is why we are gathered here today, almost 2 weeks later, because we were hoping to resolve the issue amicably and privately. When we saw that this wasn't just an issue with the rogue driver, but a larger issue with management failing in their commitment to deliver a quality service, to fight against hate and division, that's when we knew we had to share the story and the information with the greater community. So with that being said, does anybody have any questions? They are very disheartened. I will share with you that the homeowner is actually a young and upcoming police officer with the Milwaukee Police Department. The mother has a long-term employee at a very respected social service agency here, all very highly educated. And this just goes to show you the misperceptions that are allowed to fester and are encouraged by some in the greater community. We are very disappointed. We didn't believe we'd have this kind of issue with UPS. I trust UPS when I see them walk into my office or when I see them walk into my home. Now, I'm going to have to begin to question that trust that's there. And I think this is a question a lot of people are going to have, especially during this time when we hear of so many shipping errors occurring, et cetera. Is it real, or are some of those instances, like we've seen here, intentional? So the hope is for three things. One, just given the terms and rhetoric used, we are firmly believe that this person has no place at UPS and should be dismissed and dismissed immediately. And if it weren't enough for his remarks, it should be for his intentional act to deceive UPS's management and to falsely attempt to deliver a package. Combined, this individual should be gone. Secondly, we would like to see, and the family would like to see, additional training and investment made in anti-bias and anti-racial discrimination training there within UPS. And secondly, this has caused immeasurable damage within the Latino community. And as such, we'd like to see them take the first step in trying to rebuild that by making a sizable donation to one of our college scholarship funds to show that they truly value our business, they truly value their corporate responsibility, and that they are serious about regaining our trust.
Can you detail some of the specifics of the conversations, limited conversations that have been had, and the dates of those? You know, when the Aviles family reached out, so kind of go over that timeline and what specifically has been directed towards UPS, what was the feedback, and then when did that go down?
So we began reaching out to UPS the following day, December 18th, via the national call center, local phone numbers, et cetera. We were able to reach somebody at the executive level later that week. Each time we contacted somebody, we shared information and received a promise that someone would get back to us to really get into this and understand the totality of what happened versus just the 30-minute synopsis we were providing. So that, and we had asked that and shared that the family wanted an apology, wanted action to be taken, and they should want to take action, right, on this. This isn't a questionable act. This is cut and dry here. So we've been very disappointed. I'd also share that we reached out to the local Teamsters local here as well that represents the drivers in the area, and unfortunately we haven't heard back from them either.
Joe, do you know if the driver was seasonal or full-time or anything about him at all?
That's one of the questions, quite honestly, that we want to ask UPS. But this issue has grown larger since then simply because their intentional unwillingness to engage in a dialogue with us. So,
Would you care to speculate on why they're not responding?
at this time, I don't wish to do so, and I'm not going to go into the individual conversations, however brief, of information we shared. We're still hoping we can resolve this, but quite frankly, the ball is in UPS's court, or we're going to continue to share this information. And we're certain that this is not an isolated incident. What we saw here is proof of an intentional act by somebody who is very motivated by hate, and we're sure it's occurred, we're positive it has occurred elsewhere.
Any final message that the family wants out there, wants people to know or understand when they see or hear this video?
Being that the homeowner is in law enforcement, and the mother has been a long-term employee in a social service agency, they see the importance of human dignity, of mutual respect, of working together as one community to make Milwaukee and southeastern Wisconsin everything that we know it can be. But it's for these deliberate, divisive acts of hate that we all must be willing to stand up and say are wrong and take corrective action on. So that's really the message the family is going for. They're not asking for any compensation, right? They're not in it, we're not in it for anything for ourselves, but to improve the company and to give them an opportunity to prove the value they place on our community.
You want the employee fired?
Yes, we do. Condition number one is that this employee be dismissed immediately.
Is that your Latino's request? I want to make sure how to correct it.
The three asks are the wishes for Latino and the family. We're in complete alignment. And we believe this is being more than reasonable, being the incident that occurred here and the evidence that we're able to provide.
Where do you see this situation a week from today, or where do you want to see?
Well, I hope that somebody at management at UPS picks up the phone and says, we want to correct this situation. We want all of our drivers and we want all of our customers to know that this is unacceptable behavior. and that we are committed to redoubling our efforts to have to be the premier package delivery service that gets the job done in a professional and timely manner. Right now, they can't say that. Any other questions? Well, we're going to begin continuing to show this information and share it with a wider audience. I will share with you, since we put out the notice of this press conference, I've received calls from approximately a dozen other organizations wanting to see how they can chip in and help. And that's not just organizations here in Wisconsin, but from around the country. So the ball's in UPS court. We can address the problem now, or we can address it later. And I think it's pretty safe to say it'll be a lot more painful if it's later.
Do you know more or less what area this happened in? You don't have to identify the house, but or you can say where it happened.
It's on Milwaukee's south side. And the reason the picture was cropped was because of the doorways, because the address is literally right there, and we want to protect their privacy. And obviously, we're all aware of the incidents that have been following such things. So, okay. Yes, please. Yeah. So we can do it either or. I'll leave it up to you. And then we can go ahead and put up the stills and run the video again here multiple times if you want to capture that separately. And then we can email you the video as well as the images as well. So you just let us know what you need. Any other questions? Yes.
You know what distribution center? There's one in Stone Grove, there's one in Oak Creek. Do you have any idea where the driver is?
I can't say definitively which one it is from. So. Thank you all once again for coming out today. And Eileen Figueroa will provide the Spanish interview. Okay.